So I'm using this comment here because this is essentially the spine of what I'm about to say. So some months ago on this video that I am commenting under, not her comment, but her comment to my video, I, lightly alluded to what I'm about to talk about. And I'm not going to name any names, but it's a creator on here who hosts a lot of lives and has an extensive background in whatever they have a background in. Um, but they were so dismissal. They were so dismissive. I'm not even going to edit this, but they were so dismissive of this. And for those of us who like eat data, like the ADHD, the autistic people who love data because it's truthful, right? Because it's like, okay, I see what's in front of me. And it tells a story on its own. And so when these people and other people were coming out with the data, and most of them, some of them, not these, but some of the ones here on the TikTok platform, they were like, this is itching my brain because this doesn't make sense. And a lot of us woke up like that, whether we were spiritual, neurodiverse, combination. A lot of us woke up like, this ain't right. Something's not right. Something's not right. And so when we start seeing numbers, we're like, oh, something's definitely not right. Because y'all, I worked the election day. I worked there at a precinct that would see 200 people maybe in a day on a general election, because the area, I won't say is apathetic, but it's not exactly an affluent type of area, right? And it a lot of people around there don't have transportation, though some do. Anyway, so it's that kind of place, right? I worked the election, and by 4 o'clock that day, that precinct had 3 times its usual voting. 3 times by 4 o'clock that day. Not even when people are off of work. By 4 o'clock that day. And right across from us was another precinct at a school across from us. And they also had foot traffic because we had to keep sending people over there because thanks to all the funny rigging that these people in these states do, they move people's precincts without them knowing, even though they had been going there for years. So I knew what my own eyes saw. And then on top of that, we only had one D-bag sporting the red stuff that whole day. Some people were demurely dressed in their red. There were some people in their greens. And there were some people in their blues. But there were a whole lot of just normal dressed people. So I know it was a good smattering of people. From Miami-Dade, where I live, to have tipped over to that side, barely though, it was questionable. It was questionable. It was really questionable because, yes, even though we had "I will vote for Donald Trump" going on, we also had we're a very mixed community of everything, right? So yeah, you did have your people, but and Broward County went to Lotus. Broward, which is just above us, went to Lotus. Broward and Miami-Dade are very similar. And then West Palm Beach also went to Lotus. So South Florida should have been to Lotus. But Miami wasn't? Doesn't make sense. Because Hispanics aren't just concentrated into Miami. They are in other counties. Anyway, so off of that. So I knew what I saw. And y'all, I also saw this. And I wonder if this is going to come back. Because my mind did this movie thing where it's like zoomed in. Because around 4 o'clock, one of our machines went down. And they had to call somebody in. And I was on my way to the bathroom, like to take a break. And my mind went, pay attention. Now, I had no reason to think of Spaceboy. I had no reason to think of Spaceboy because because at the time I wasn't paying attention to um, a lot of what was going on because my anxiety was so far up. So I knew he was behind him. So I'm like, okay, he put money behind him. I wasn't paying attention to a lot of the things because I was just like, y'all joke, but some of us were very traumatized by his first administration, especially the mishandling of 2020. Especially the mishandling of 2020. Like, all the things that people are wondering when it's going to happen, I had already started wondering back then. And when somebody, and I would like, I'm sorry, God, I didn't mean to think about that. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not going to say it out loud because that's not me. And I hated how he was, what he was creating in me. I hated it a lot because I'm like, that's not me. I don't do that. I don't pray for, no. And then when he got sick with COVID, I was like, yes. And then he got better and I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, anyway, but this person, I remember bringing this up. I'm like, the data says something different. Like, the data really does say something different. Like, this data is very suspect. I'm like, this stuff doesn't make sense. Oh, real quick. So what I was talking about, I didn't have to pay attention to Space Boy. But now I know they make USBs in different shapes and things. They do. But traditionally, the shape of a USB is of some rectangular factor, right? And so as I was on the way to the bathroom and I saw these men around the computer, the little check-in box or whatever, and they were trying to fix the machine. And I just went like, pay attention to that. And so I paid attention, and there was this, because I remember thinking, this looks like a Tesla. Like, I just remember thinking, it looks like a Tesla. The USB was big. Like, it was big. I won't say as big as a mouse. I'm trying to look and see. It was like that big. Like, label to label. It was big. And it was Tesla white. And it was shaped like a spaceship. Like, it just was. Like, and I mean like a UFO style spaceship. So kind of like a leaf. Like, you know how we draw leaves like this. So it was shaped like that, but it was big and just obnoxious looking, and just white. And I'm like, why do they have USBs that look like that? But then I went about my way, and I didn't really think about it. And then when I learned that the Star World was somehow attached to what took on, I was like, wow. Because here's what I learned, y'all. Another thing I learned, and you can Google this, but there was like an MIT professor or something back in 2018 who proved, it was some students actually, and I was looking for their video again because they proved it, but so did a professor, that by introducing a USB with a different either malware or coding, it could take over. And whatever you press would flip and come out the other way. And so they did this on a machine that you would push your choice, you know, not just bubble in and slide it in, but one that you would push your choice. And they pushed choice A, and it came out choice A. So then they said, okay, let's introduce the thumb drive. So they put in the thumb drive, USB key, whatever. And they said all it took was 1 minute. That's all you need is 1 minute to get the information into that system. And so then when they pushed choice A, this receipt printed out choice B. And and it's so funny because I saw that too. And so what I know is manipulation is possible. That's what I know. It's possible. And then on top of that, I also felt the energy, and so did y'all, of when that lady was announced and confirmed. When I tell you people showed up, in 3 months she raised what takes people a whole year to raise. So for that energy to change just because somebody wore a pad over their ear? No. And this person disregarded it because she's like, this company's only been open for 3 months, so what do they know?